In a recent video, we talked about people who experience pain on the outside of their hip when they're sleeping. But maybe you don't experience your pain on the outside of your hip when you're sleeping. Maybe you experience it when you're standing for too long. So if you're experiencing pain on the outside of your hip, to recap, you may be experiencing something called greater trochanteric pain syndrome. And if that's the case, the structures on the outside of the hip generally get aggravated by a compressive force being applied to them. Now you can imagine when I'm standing here that the structures on the outside of my hip are stretched across the bony prominence. So to address that when you're standing, I'm going to get you to pretend that you're standing on two even scales and you're trying to put your body weight equally distributed between the two scales. That'll keep your hips nice and even and avoid that lateral side-to-side compression. The other thing that you may want to do is getting a foam mat to stand on. Sometimes having a softer surface that you're standing on can just reduce the amount of force being applied through the joint and therefore through the structures around the joint itself. So if you're experiencing pain in the side of your hips when you're standing or when you're standing for too long, try those two things out and see if it helps.